Hey y'all, right as we get into this video, just wanted to remind you that all of these women are killing it. They are representing their countries at Miss Universe. Of course, I'm giving my different opinions on things here and there. This is a pageant review video for the preliminary competition, but they are all amazing. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a really sexy, deep, raspy voice because I have been sick for weeks, so I have not been able to make any videos. Today, we are talking about Miss Universe 2018 predictions / review of the preliminary competition. Y'all, it is getting real. Okay, my first prediction video, which is right here, was good, and I think the second part, which is here, was even better, actually, like fun and entertaining. But now it's getting real. Now we see the stage presence. It's just not how they photograph and like look in some random candid videos. It's how they present themselves on stage, which is what they are being judged off of besides their interview. So when it comes to placement in the top 20, how exciting that there's a top 20. I think that this stage presence is going to be a huge factor. Obviously, interview is super important. So there's always going to be some of those wild cards that we did not expect because they freaking killed it in interview and they did really good on stage. And then there's going to be some girls maybe that did great on stage but didn't do good in interviews, so they might not make it. What I have for you is my predictions based off of what they did on stage. This is only based off of on stage. It's not based off of their interview. Obviously, I wasn't there. And this year, I have not heard anything from anyone at MUO, like what they think towards the end of this. So make sure you guys watch the whole thing towards the end. I'm gonna share with you some little secrets that I heard about Demi before she won, and some thoughts about Natalie Glebova as well, who we all saw in the preliminary competition. She came up and spoke on stage a little bit. So I know it's already been 2 minutes. Let's get right into it. I have people that I put into my top 20, and then I have some honorable mentions as well. This is how I broke down my voting. So in swimsuit and evening gown, I had like my top 5 for each section, and then my wild card, and then I had like 3 little bonus spots just in case there was more than 5 in one section. I'm gonna first read off to you who I had in my top cut after swimsuit. Then there were people added, and there were changes made after they came out in evening gowns. For Africa, Asia, I had Australia, China, India, Indonesia, Philippines, and then South Africa and Vietnam. For the Americas, I had Canada, Curacao, Puerto Rico, USA, Venezuela. I'll put Venezuela up in there. Then Colombia and El Salvador also made it. For Europe, after swimsuit, I only had Iceland, Great Britain, and Russia. And then a few more made it in after evening gown because I knew we had to have 5 from Europe. Also, please tell me that Russia is included with Europe because there's so many strong girls in Africa, Asia that I hope they're like part of that group. Let's get into it. I'm going to talk about each girl real quick in these sections, and then I'll mention the honorable mentions. So Australia, she was, oh my gosh, perfect in swim to me. She looked beautiful. Her body was rocking, her stage presence, her like eye contact with the camera, everything was absolutely perfect to me. All I have for her for notes is perfect. Like in swim. Evening gown, I wanted to see her working it a little bit more. What do you guys think? Comment below, let me know what you think. I wanted to see her working it a little bit more in evening gown. I wanted to see her having more eye contact with the camera. And to me, the gown was cool. Like cool, it was different, right? Like it was not something you normally see. I love the high slit. I think it kind of washed her out. I kind of hope she has a different gown for finals. If not, it's still a cool gown, but I would love to see something that pops a little bit more on her. China, oh my gosh, I loved her in swim. I was like, okay, China came to play. Like she is ready for this competition. And then she came out in an evening gown and I was like, no! What? Ugh. Can someone, please, someone in the pageant community send China a killer evening gown, please, because I did not love what she was wearing. But she freaking has so much stage presence. And if she killed her interview, then she could easily be in the top 20. But that gown, like, girl. India, I have mentioned to you guys that I like followed her on Instagram before. Her story is so compelling that I think she probably had a killer interview, and I'm sure she's gonna make it into the top 20. I felt like she was super strong and confident in her swimwear, and then when she came out on evening gown, that high slit, at first I didn't love the dress, but it started to grow on me with like every step that she took. I almost felt like she was like a chocolate caramel like yumminess. I don't know, that's a weird description, I'm sorry. I freaking loved it. So India, she's in my top for Africa, Asia. Philippines. Oh, let's just stop the video right here. Freaking Philippines, what the heck? She was amazing. She worked it like no other in swimsuit. As I watched Shauna Barber's Instagram stories, as she said, like, she didn't walk. She walked, like she freaking walked. Oh my gosh. That is someone that comes out and catches your eye immediately. She's from the Philippines. I know they've prepared her to win. So she is bringing it when it comes to her gown. I love the high slit. I did not love the color on her. I felt like it kind of washed her out as well. Same with Australia. I would love to see something that pops. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna have a new gown for finals. I would assume so. South Africa, I was not blown away in swim. She is a gorgeous girl. She's phenomenal to me, just overall, but I would have loved to see a little more oomph. There were some girls when they were walking, their hair was like flowing in the wind. I don't think there was any wind, but you would assume so because the way they were walking. So I wanted to see a little more oomph in her face in swim. I want to see her like flirt with the camera more, be sexy, be happy. I want to see all of it from her because she's such a strong contender. When she came out in an evening gown with that white dress, I was like, okay, girl, you're ready. Let's do this. And I think there's a very good chance that she could be like a back-to-back. Like South Africa could win twice. She had to kill it in interviews. She would have to kill it in top 5. And I hope she brings a little bit more in swim. I also had Vietnam. First of all, Vietnam overall like worked it, brought it. Like homegirl has shown up ready to be Miss Universe. Like she's here ready to be Miss Universe. I don't like her spiky hair. That's just my personal preference. Maybe people love it. I don't know. Comment below. Let me know if you guys love it. I've seen so many photos where it's like soft and kind of like tousled with like a little curl to it. And I think that's so beautiful. So beautiful. Also for her, the thing is I love her so much, but there's little things I would change. I would also not do such a dark smoky eye. She has looked so like soft and sexy in so many videos and photos that I've seen with less makeup. I think she looks even more beautiful with less makeup. So those are my thoughts on her. When it comes to gown, oh my gosh. Hello, like did you see Diana Mendoza up there? Because the gown looked a lot like hers and I was blown away. I loved it. I hope this like congestion is not annoying you guys. I'm so sorry. This is like the best that I can do. I have been nursing my voice for days knowing today was coming. Also obviously trying to get better, but for this as well. We're moving on to the Americas. So that was 7 for Asia, Africa. So obviously 2 of those would be like the wild card in the wild card position. Oh, speaking of my wild card position, both my wild cards are from Asia, Africa. I have Kenya. She is like so teeny, but I'm sure it's just like her natural body type. She just looks so petite. Her eyes, her smile, I love her smile, and her confidence on stage. I think she could really be a dark horse. She really stood out to me. Thailand, it's in Thailand. I wasn't blown away in swimsuit, but then when she came out in gown, I was like, okay. I could see the judges putting her in the top 20. It's in Thailand. She did well. If she killed her interview, then hey, there you go. Okay, moving on to the Americas. I'm trying to get this video like under 18 minutes. I think we can do it. Moving on to the Americas. Canada. Her face is amazing. Her body's amazing. Her walk is amazing. She just had a really great presence. Her hair is beautiful. She carries herself sweet and sexy, which I think is just like really fun to watch on a Miss Universe stage. The dress, what I wrote down was yes, but like yes, but it just is not happening right now. Her dress is amazing, and I think she just is like full presentation. Like she's got it going on. Curacao, oh my gosh. Anthony, shout out. I mean, I know her directors have been preparing her, but my homie Anthony has been working with her and you can see it. I'm sure she was amazing before, but that dress, that walk, that hair, like even like the tight pulled up, her eyes, like the way that she just like looks over her shoulder, something about it. She's killing it. I am a fan. I liked her when she arrived. I love her now. Puerto Rico. Literally all I can say about her is perfect. I have no critiques, no like, oh, I would have loved to see this, maybe change that up for finals. No, Puerto Rico to me was perfection in swim, perfection in gown. She's ready to be Miss Universe as well. I have a few people that are like starred, I put stars next to them. They're ready for Miss Universe and she's one of them. The thing Ooh, we'll talk more about Demi at the end. I want to tell you something about Demi. The thing about Puerto Rico, she is ready to be Miss Universe. I do believe that it's one person's destiny, and if it is in God's plan for her, it easily could happen. Like, that's easy peasy. Moving on to USA. 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 Obviously, I'm a fan of USA. Hello. I'm a former Miss USA. But besides being a fan, I honestly say her swimwear performance, the way that she walked, the way her hair moved, the way she like turned, looked into the camera when she was walking down the runway, that's like a top 3 performance to me. Top 3. At the end of the stage, I would have loved to even see her making a little more eye contact with the camera, but it really is about the judges, and I think she was probably looking at the judges, but she freaking worked it. She killed it, and I'm so proud of her. Swimsuit, evening gown. Okay, let's take a second to talk about evening gown. I didn't hate it. I thought it looked really cool before I watched the competition and I just saw it in photos. I was like, that's cool. Like, that's a cool piece. And then watching it on stage, it's still cool. I like the high slit. I just feel like the piece that came up here kind of looked like someone just like placed it on. And I would have loved it to look like more of a piece of the dress. But I thought it was really cool, and I've never seen anything like that. I haven't. I mean, maybe it's been out there, but I haven't. So I thought it was cool that it was something different, something you definitely don't typically see on a USA. A lot of USAs wear red in prelims, so hey, there you go, different in that way. But I loved her. She was working it, looking at the cameras. Go girl. Venezuela. I knew I would like Venezuela because Venezuelan women, they freaking bring it. They know what they're doing. They know how to work it on stage. She did amazing. Hands down, I would say perfect presentation, perfect everything. When she came out in evening gown, I felt like she looked very like heavenly. She flirted with the camera. Those are kind of like words I would describe her performance by. I did notice that to me, Venezuela, the look that she has with the long, dark center part, dark hair, that's her look to me. And I saw a lot of girls that had the same look. I would have liked to see other girls styled different because she stood out in that way, and then everybody else to me just looked like they were trying to be like her. Although I know they weren't, that's probably how they styled themselves, but I saw it as they were using her look. Colombia, actually for Colombia, I'm so surprised, guys. I did not love her in swim. I think she's beautiful and her body's beautiful, of course. It wasn't bad at all, but it wasn't like mind-blowing. If you put Colombia and Philippines, like their walk next to each other, night and day difference. And her hair was like a little messy. But her dress, when she came out in that red dress, you guys know I love a red dress. Oh my gosh. I was getting, is it Stefania? Who was the second Venezuela when they were crowned back to back? I was getting her kind of vibes, but like better. So I loved that. I love that dress, and she worked it. When she came back out, I was like, okay, girl. Now, when you go to finals, make sure you work it in your bikini because that red dress is everything, and I would love to see her wear it both nights. I thought it was everything. Last one on my America's list is El Salvador. Her face and her walk were freaking killer. I would love to see a little more personality. I feel like when at least halfway through the runway to the very end when she was posing the whole time, her face didn't really seem to change. It was just the same expression. I would love to see her kind of be sexy. Okay, I'm not gonna try to do it, but sexy, flirty, smiley, or at least 2 different expressions. It looked like it was the same the whole time. But her walk is insane. Her body's killer. She presented herself so well overall. Moving on to Europe. Iceland is my first one that I have written down. She freaking killed it. I told you guys. Okay, so many of you have not noticed Iceland until now. If you watch the way she carried herself in swim, you're like, oh, where did she come from? I'm telling you, I told you back in the other video. Iceland was amazing. I am not 1000% obsessed with the red dress, but I really like it. Again, for her, it looked like there was a wind blower on stage. The way that her dress was flowing and moving, it was so amazing. So she killed it. Her facial expressions to me were perfect. Her walk, her confidence, her presence, she killed it. Like that's just what she did. She slayed. Great Britain, for me, did really, really well. I loved her confidence and her walk. I kind of would have loved to see something a little different for her hair, to be honest. In evening gown, I loved the evening gown. Oh my gosh, it looked so good on her. The color and her confidence, she killed it. I kind of had Albania in there. I didn't have her in there for swim. And then when it came to gown, I was like, when I first saw her walk out, I was like, oh, I could put her in. And by the time she finished her performance, I was like, oh no, honey, too much. It was just, she was way over the top for me, and it was a little too much for me. because I only had 3 for my Europe area. Oh, Russia. Russia, she looks like a little doll. Her swimmer performance was perfect. Her evening gown was really cool. To me, it just looked like, if the dress was shorter, she was like a Russian ballerina. Like, she looked so perfect to me. I only had 3 after swimsuit that I thought from Europe were so strong. After gown came out, I noticed Greece in swimsuit, so I put Greece in there. She needs a new dress, I think, but she looked absolutely beautiful beginning to end. And then Kazakhstan, she was really working it, so I'm proud of her. She was killing it. Woo! Okay, this is exactly 18 minutes. That's my top 20 predictions, but now I'm gonna share a few other honorable mentions really quick and then mention Natalie and Demi to you. Let's start from the top. Albania in swimsuit. Her hair looked a little frizzy, but she freaking killed it. So Albania. Angola, tall, beautiful. When she first came out in swimwear, I loved her. And the gown was good too, but like, it's been done. Armenia had a stunning face. Bolivia, I thought was really good. Her body was great. Her smile was great. She had an amazing presence. For Bolivia and Brazil, they both had the long straight hair with the center part. And to me, I'm like, that's Venezuela's look. For Brazil, she had an amazing presence. The British Virgin Islands, oh my gosh, I haven't really noticed her before, but her intro to me, I loved when she introduced herself. She wasn't screaming at the top of the lungs. This year, the screaming really got to me. I love that she was just like strong and confident. I loved her in swim. I loved her presence overall. Cayman Islands, it was absolutely beautiful, especially when it came to her gown. Chile was stunning. Dress, everything was amazing for her. Costa Rica, she could easily be in the top 20. Oh my gosh, guys. Her presence, her posing, her everything, her face, she was so beautiful. But because the Americas is so strong, she didn't quite make my cut, but she's right up there. She could easily be in top 20. Croatia, I just loved her look. She was someone that I never noticed before. Stood out to me. Dominican Republic, oh my gosh, she had like a really good spin and swim, and she just looked like so confident. Ecuador, she was working it. She looked very regal and great in her dress. Guam, I think she's so beautiful and so cute, but she has to really bring it. I hope she killed it in her interview so that maybe she makes top 20. I need her to pump it up with her energy on stage. Her walk seemed a little slow to me. I love the yellow in the dress, but I would have changed the bottom half. I would have not done the fringe. I would have done like a high slit maybe for her. Oh, Mexico. I'm surprised that she didn't make my top 20 cut. She killed it in swimsuit. Her dress, oh dang, I'm like blinking right now what her dress looked like. Oh, the red one. Yeah, so for her dress, all I wrote was like, no, on my notes. It was terrible to me. And I love her, but I don't love the dress. Viva Mexico, like Mexico's always one that I'm cheering for, but Nambia, I didn't even know who she was. And then when I watched her walk, I was falling in love with her. She looked gorgeous. She did like a little wink at the camera, and I really liked that. There were some girls that winked and I was like, no, what are you doing? But hers was like perfect and subtle and at the right moment, and it was amazing. Last 5, guys, let's wrap it up. Paraguay, she looks like a golden Barbie to me. I just really like her overall look. She's definitely working it. Kyrgyzstan, I don't even know where that's at. Like, I've never even heard of that country. Her dress was, it looked like so expensive and it looked like luxury on stage, but she held it the whole time. I wish they had hemmed it properly so that she could walk in it properly. Spain, she looked beautiful in her dress. She didn't make my top 20, but she did look beautiful in her dress, and I feel like I really want to do another video and talk about her a little bit more because I feel like I've learned more since my last video. Peru looked beautiful with the red dress and the high bun, and Panama, she looked beautiful and she worked it as well. Okay. Final thoughts, there was way too much fringe on the stage. It didn't look good. Like, some people can make fringe look good. I don't think any of the dresses that I loved had any fringe on it, so I was not a fan. Lebanon's dress was also very beautiful, and she presented herself really well. Like, at the end, she looked really good. I'm not going to tell you who I think is going to win. I already mentioned someone that I thought was really strong in my previous video, but at this point, there's a solid top 20. And I think I could even pick like a solid top 10, but I don't know if I could really narrow it down much more than that because I wasn't in the interview room and because these girls are all strong. This is one of the strongest years I've ever seen. One thing, when I got to Miss Universe last year, from an outside point of view, there's like 10 girls that are like a Demi. There was a lot of beautiful girls at Miss Universe last year, but Demi, I can't talk. Demi was a clear standout. Like, I think there was a strong top 3 last year. This year, I think that level at Miss Universe last year, there's now 10 of those girls here at Miss Universe this year. So super tough competition. I don't want to be one of those judges this year. It's going to be hard. Also, Natalie Gabova, can we take 1 second to acknowledge how amazing she is? She looks like she could win Miss Universe again. The way that she carries herself, the way that she speaks, the way that she's styled, all the media I've been seeing of her in the last week, she looks like she is the current Miss Universe. Like, she's so beautiful. So love you, Natalie. You're absolutely amazing. You guys, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about my review. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and comment. Let's have some conversations. I'm going to be reading these comments and I'm going to be making more videos. Let me know what video you want to see next. Now that I have a bit more of a voice, I think I can do like a headshots and national costume video, or is it too late? Like, has it already been done? What do you guys think? All right, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. Make sure to subscribe to see more videos like this. Love you guys.